Silence. 2:17 in the morning. Inside the tent, someone is breathing slowly. Asleep. Completely unaware. A grizzly bear moves through the shadows outside. Heavy steps. Slow. Deliberate. It stops next to the tent. Turns its massive head. Sniffs. Once. Twice. 5 seconds pass. 10. Then it turns around. And walks away. Why did a 500-pound predator, one that could tear through that nylon wall in less than a second, simply choose to leave? That question has a real answer. And it changes how you see bears forever. Let us start with a strange truth. You are, on paper, the perfect prey. You are unconscious. You cannot run. You cannot fight back. You are sealed inside a thin piece of fabric. You are breathing loudly. You smell like a mammal. If you were designing an ideal target for a large predator, a sleeping human in a tent checks almost every single box. And yet bears almost never attack sleeping campers. Almost never. Here is why. The bear already knew you were there long before it got anywhere near your tent. A bear's sense of smell is 2,100 times more powerful than a human's, and 7 times stronger than a bloodhound's. The part of a bear's brain responsible for processing scent is 5 times larger than the same structure in a human skull. According to the National Park Service, bears can detect a scent from up to 2 miles away. Some researchers have documented black bears walking 3 miles in a perfectly straight line to reach a food source they could not even see. So when that bear stopped outside your tent at 2:17 in the morning, it had probably known about you for hours. Which means one thing is absolutely certain. You are never hiding from a bear. Ever. So if the bear already knew you were there and still came closer, what was it actually looking for? This is where the story gets interesting. When wildlife researchers study bear behavior at campgrounds, one pattern comes up again and again. Bears that enter campsites are almost never looking for people. They are looking for your cooler, your bacon grease, the chocolate bar in the side pocket of your pack, the toothpaste, the sunscreen, the pot with the pasta residue you did not quite clean all the way. A grizzly in the weeks before hibernation can eat up to 20,000 calories per day. That is roughly the equivalent of 44 quarter-pound cheeseburgers every single day, just to survive the winter. Bears in that biological state are in a near constant state of urgency. They need calories. And over decades of interaction with humans, they have learned that places smelling like nylon and propane and sunscreen and campfire tend to have food nearby. When a bear circles your camp at night, it is not hunting you. It is foraging. The bear did not come for you. It came for your backpack. But there is a second reason the bear walks away. One that lives deeper in its biology. Think about what an injury means to a wild animal. A sprained leg. A torn claw. An infected wound. In the wilderness, those things have no easy fix. Bears are not reckless. They are calculated. Deer, elk, salmon berries. Those are familiar. Predictable. They do not suddenly produce chemicals that burn the eyes and send a bear running in confusion and pain. A healthy wild bear follows a simple internal calculation. Is the potential benefit worth the potential risk? When the answer involves an alert, unpredictable primate with unknown capabilities, the bear usually decides the math does not work out. Now the story changes significantly depending on which bear is outside your tent. The American black bear is found in at least 40 states and is the bear most campers will ever encounter. It is also one of the most timid large mammals in North America. Black bears evolved alongside some of the most powerful predators that have ever lived on this continent. Saber-toothed cats. American lions. Short-faced bears larger than any alive today. The black bears that survived were not the aggressive ones. They were the cautious ones. The ones that chose to climb a tree and disappear rather than stand their ground. That evolutionary inheritance is still alive in every black bear today. There is not a single recorded case in wildlife history of a person being killed by a mother black bear defending her cubs. The 750,000 black bears of North America kill fewer than one person per year on average. You are 67 times more likely to be killed by a domestic dog. Grizzly bears are a different story. Grizzlies did not evolve in forests with trees to climb. They evolved in open terrain where the best defense was a direct one. Research from Yellowstone found that grizzlies were approximately 3.9 times more likely than black bears to injure people in backcountry areas. In the lower 48 states, grizzlies are found primarily in Montana, Wyoming, Idaho, and Washington. But in those areas, understanding that difference matters enormously. I want to be honest with you about something, and this is my personal take. I think we have the relationship between bears and people almost completely backwards in our heads. The bear that stops outside your tent, investigates, and walks away is not being merciful. It is being logical. It is doing exactly what a well-adapted wild animal does. It is the bear that has been fed by careless campers, the one that learned to associate humans with easy calories, that becomes genuinely dangerous. And that bear was created by people. The phrase wildlife managers use is blunt for a reason. A fed bear is a dead bear. Because once a bear loses its natural wariness of people, it usually ends in a removal order. Does knowing all of this change how you feel about bears? I genuinely want to know. Drop it in the comments. Before you go, there is one thing you need to know if you spend any time in bear country. Because statistics are comforting right up until you are the exception. Do not run during an encounter. Bears can reach 35 miles per hour and cover 100 yards in about 7 seconds. There is no version of that race where you win. Stand your ground, make yourself look large, speak calmly, and back away slowly. Bear spray is your most effective tool. More effective than a firearm in stopping an attack. Keep it in a holster, accessible, not buried in your pack. Now here is where the species difference becomes critical. If a grizzly bear attacks in what appears to be a defensive reaction, meaning it was surprised or is protecting cubs, play dead. Lie flat on your stomach. Clasp your hands behind your neck. Spread your legs to make it harder for the bear to flip you. And stay completely still until you are certain the bear is gone. Fighting back against a defensive grizzly almost always makes the attack worse. But if the attack does not stop, fight back with everything you have. If a black bear attacks, do not play dead. Fight back immediately. Target the face, the eyes, the muzzle. Black bears are far more likely to abandon an attack when they meet serious resistance. And this rule applies regardless of species. If any bear attacks you inside your tent, at night, fight back. That kind of attack is almost certainly predatory. Playing dead will not save you. So let us go back to where we started. 2:17 in the morning. The forest completely dark. The bear at the edge of the tent. That bear knew you were there for hours. It calculated the risk. It decided to leave. The truth is, in most of these encounters, the bear is the one making the careful choice. We are the ones who left the food out. The most dangerous thing in that forest is not always what you think it is. If this kind of video is what you are looking for, subscribe. We take questions that sound simple and follow them all the way down to where the real answer lives. See you in the next one.